Hello and welcome you. I am Sunita Gavli from Biology Department. Last time we have started the respiration and circulation lesson, and in respiration we have studied the definition of respiration, then the uh, organs of respiratory exchange, and respiration in plants. Okay, so these 3 points last time we have studied. Now today we are going to see that is the respiration in animals. Okay, so let's start with the respiration in animals. Yes. So, as per the complexity of the body or organization of body structure, it is different in different animals, right? There are different classes of an animals. We have studied in 11th standard that and vertebrates animal, invertebrate animals, and in invertebrates or non-chordates. There are 10 phylums, and initially the first group of uh, first group of non-chordate was the porifera, which are very simple animals. Their body structure or their organization is very simple. But as the next we move towards the next group, the complexity increases among these phylums of non-chordates, and further more complicated animals are in the vertebrate group, right? So accordingly the body structure, there are different kind of respiratory surfaces present in different animals, and these respiratory surfaces we are going to see which are these. So you can see you have a chart of an organism. Different group of organisms are given and their habitat, and according to actually habitat also affects the mm, uh, uh, habitat also affects the respiratory surface, or accordingly habitat, the respiratory surface are there developed in the body of these organisms. Now let us see. First group of an organism is the protist, and sponges and coelenterate. Okay, these are the non-chordates animals, and they are basically habitat is aquatic. They're aquatic animals, and पाण्यात राहणारे हे animals आहेत, and they have the respiratory surface, that is the plasma membrane. So these are very small animals actually, and their most of the body surface is exposed to the water, right? Or very small surface, their body surface, they have very small body surface, and whatever the body surface they have, that body surface is in contact with or exposed to the uh, water, and that's why that exposed part obviously, uh, through the plasma membrane of that exposed part, the oxygen is diffused in the body. Okay, so and carbon dioxide is released outside the body in this way. So plasma membrane is the only surface through which they exchange the gases. Okay, now moving towards the next organism, that is the flatworms. uh, uh, Means they belong to the platyhelminthes, like the example like a planaria, then annelids, and from annelida example earthworm, nereis, leech, and one another example is of vertebrate actually, that is amphibian. Example is a frog. So in these group of animals, they are aquatic. Flatworms, planaran, they are the aquatic. Then annelidans and amphibians, they are semi-aquatic. Okay, so that is a habitat. Now these animals have, some of them have the plasma membrane. Those who are aquatic have the aquatic habitat, they have the plasma membrane as a respiratory surface. And amphibian, that is example is a frog. Its body surface is the respiratory surface, or its skin, it's a moist skin of this moist skin of this frog is uh, respire, or through this skin the gases are exchanged through the the surface. Okay, and other remaining flatworms, planarians, they have the plasma membrane. Now the insects, I will show some diagrams to you. Yes, yes, you can see here the planaria is given and its body surface. Through this body surface, you can see here oxygen comes inside and carbon dioxide goes outside. So this is the transverse section of this animal is shown, and the whole body is in touch with the water, and through the diffusion, oxygen enters inside and carbon dioxide moves out. So this is the example. Um, then insects belongs to phylum Arthropoda from non-chordate. They are terrestrial habit. They have terrestrial habitat, and you have studied cockroach very well. One of the representative of this class. Okay, Arthropoda is the phylum, and Insecta is the class. Okay, to which all the insect belongs. Now they have the small openings in the thorax and abdominal region. uh, these opens exteriorly. These openings are called as the spiracles, and inside these opening have a tracheal system. I will show you one diagram. So here you can see this. Yes, so these are the opening called as the spiracles, and inside there is a tubular structures, and many tubular network like structure is there. They are called as a trachea, or together it is called as a tracheal system. So this tracheal system actually yes, receive the oxygen, and through the tracheal system again carbon dioxide is removed through this opening called as a spiracle. So through spiracle oxygen enters, and again through spiracle carbon dioxide moves out of the body of an insect. Okay, so they have this spiracle, and they have the tracheal system. Inside they have the tracheal system. This is an insect. Okay, and in this insect this is the tracheal system shown here. Yes. Further, in the arthropoda there are three classes actually: insecta, arachnida, and yes, so this arachnida is example of arachnida is the spider and the scorpion. Okay, so they are also, they are not a spider is not an insect. Okay, insect, the characteristic of insect is that they have the six legs, so they are hexapods. But spider, if you observe, it have the four pair of legs, so eight legs total spider has, and its habitat is terrestrial, and it has a book lung. So let us see how I will show you one diagram. Yes, this is the yes, this is a spider, and it has the uh, book lungs. Okay, so book, it is enlarged here. You can see here the folds like structure, and in between these folds the blood flows. Okay, so through this opening blue colored, you can see the blue colored space is shown. The air flows through these spaces, and alternate to these air spaces the red colored region is shown. This is the area where the which is a blood capillaries, or it is a highly vascularized area. So the body fluid or the blood exchanges that gases through the through this membrane of the spiracle inside, and overall the structure look like a book, and that's why it is called as a book lung. It is, this structure is present in the arachnida. One another arthropod is called as a limulus. It is aquatic habitat, and it has the book gills. Okay, little bit same structure like the book gills. Yes, here it is. Yes, so you can see here uh, body over the internal body structure, the operculum, the heart structure is there, and inside this structure from lower side, this below this operculum a gills book like structure, and but the that book like structure is like a gills in where the gills present in fishes. So same structure is here like the gills, but that gills are arranged like the pages of books. That's what is called as a book gills, right? So this is the arachnida. Then further, amphibians, amphibian tadpole of frog. So frog is an amphibian animal. Its initial life stages, its initial life stages develop in a water. So like that is called as a tadpole, which is aquatic, which have the aquatic habitat, and it has the external gills. So one another example, salamanders and newts. Okay, so let us see the example. Yes, through figures. Yes. Yeah, here it is. So internal gills, that they are present inside the body. So these are called as internal gills. You can see here in a fishes, whereas external gills you can see here. So is a mud puppy, and external gills you can see here. So these are outside the body. Okay. So that's why they are called as external gills. So they have the external gills. Yes. Now next, the fishes. So as you know, fishes have the aquatic habitat, and they have the internal gills inside the body. The gills are present in the fishes. So you can see here inside. If you are non-vegetarian, you can see the fishes closely, and you can observe the structure of these gills. They are inside. Okay. Now last is the reptiles, birds and mammals. These are a little bit highly developed animals. They have the terrestrial habitat, and for respiration purpose, or their respiratory surface is the lungs. Through lungs they exchange the gases, they intake the um, oxygen, and they exhale the carbon dioxide. So they have the lungs. So in detail we are going to study the structure of lungs. And in mammals, we belong to the class mammalia. So and in a detailed structure we are going to see the structure of lungs. And one another organism is called turtle. Underwater their habitat is, and their respiratory surface is the cloaca. So you can see here, this is the cloaca. Actually this is the light blue or green color, greenish colored. This is the digestive system, and purple color, this is the reproductive system of this turtle. And here in between, or at the junction of these two systems, there's one gray colored area you can see here. So at the end of this gray colored area, cloaca is there. So this cloaca is the uh, respiratory surface of this turtle. Okay. So in different animals, these are the different respiratory surfaces that we have studied together. Okay. In the next lecture we will start the respiratory system of human beings particularly, and whole structure and all the different parts of the respiratory system. So this is all for today, students. Okay. Goodbye and thank you.